it's Jen. Welcome back. So today I'm going to share with you 4 books that I've checked out from my library. I'm going to call this Try Before You Buy because this year I'm trying to be really smart about how many books I bring into my home. I'm trying to lower that number and read, what I already have. Read some of my backlist TBR. Now, there are a couple books here that I got from the library by authors that I love, and they're the new releases, and so of course my impulse is to just run out and buy it. But rather than doing that, I went ahead and just went to my library and picked some of them up. So I'm going to try a chapter for these and give you my thoughts. And I'm going to pick one from this stack of 4 to put on my April TBR. So the 4 books that I have today are Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. I don't own any Darcy Coates, but she's been an author that I am dying to try out. I heard good things about this one. It's not winter anymore, although it's 40 degrees and sunny outside in Ohio. Okay, the other one is Murder Road by Simone St. James. I'm obsessed with Simone St. James, so I'm very excited. I'll probably end up buying that to have it on my shelves at one point. End of Story by A.J. Finn. This is a new one by A.J. Finn. I really like The Woman in the Window. I did like the movie, but the book I really enjoyed, so I'm excited to check that out. And then also Saving Emma by Alan Eskens. So he is an author I love. This is his newest one. I'm 2 behind on him on his backlist to be caught up. But my library had it, so I grabbed it. So in Saving Emma by Alan Eskens, I'm going to read this chapter and give you my thoughts. I'm going to read a small blurb of what this book is about because with Alan Eskens books, you can read them in any order. However, the main characters of one book will show up as side characters in other books. And in reading the jacket cover, I think there's something that's spoilery from a different book. So I don't want to tell you guys that. But it says, a lawyer's race to reveal a wrongful conviction collides with the dark shadow cast by a murder in his own home in this twisty and insightful thriller exploring faith, love, family, and redemption. So I love all those themes in a book. We're following Bodie Sandin. He is a law professor who works for the Innocent Project. And he receives a case of Elijah Matthews, who has been locked up for 4 years in a psychiatric facility. He believes himself to be a prophet, and he was convicted of brutally murdering a pastor of a mega church. So that's kind of the basis of the book. I don't want to read any more to you guys because it's going to be spoilery for a different book, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go ahead and read the first chapter, and I'll tell you my thoughts. Okay, chapter 1 was only 8 pages. It was pretty short. So far, so good. Not too much has happened. I think I'm going to like this because I have loved every other Alan Eskens book that I've read. But yeah, so it just kind of opens up where Brody is trying to just be at work, and the sister of Elijah Matthews, the one who's convicted, presents some evidence saying, my brother's innocent, will you please help me? So that's basically all we got. Not too much to go on, but I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like the best first chapter I've ever read or anything, but I enjoyed it. Okay, so the second one I'm going to read, the first chapter of, is End of Story by A.J. Finn. So we have Sebastian Trapp, who's a reclusive mystery novelist, and his longtime correspondent, Nikki Hunter, an expert in detective fiction. So we're following those two. With mere months to live, Trapp invites Nikki to his San Francisco mansion to help draft his life story. It looks like Sebastian's living with his second wife, Diana, his wayward nephew, Freddie, and his protective daughter, Madeline. Soon, Nikki finds herself caught in an irresistible case of real-life detective fever. It looks like we have a 20-year flashback, 20-year-ago flashback. I don't want to read too much more, but I'm going to go ahead and check out this first chapter and let you know my thoughts. Okay, so I read, there's a short part in the beginning here before chapter 1 that was definitely grabbed my attention. I won't read it to you, but it starts with, in a moment they'll find her, and then it says, across the courtyard the French window opens, sun sliding off glass, a breath, then that scream, they found her. So then you start in chapter 1, which was 6 days earlier, and you're picking up with Nikki. She is in a cab having a conversation with a cab driver. It looks like she just arrived in San Francisco, and he brings up the murderer, the mystery writer, who son and wife both went, son and wife upped and vanished one night. And so you know, did the mystery writer that she's going to go help her friend write his life story. She's hoping, I think, to find out what happened that night and what happened to the wife and son. Is he guilty? Who's guilty? What happened? So, yeah, I feel like I haven't read an AJ Finn in a while. It's been a while since he released anything, as far as I know. So I'm excited. Okay, so that's AJ Finn. All right, the next one is Murder Road. Let's see what I think about this by Simone St. James. We are following July 1995, a young couple that finds himself haunted by a string of gruesome murders committed along an old deserted road in this terrifying new novel from the New York Times best-selling author of the Book of Cold Cases. So it looks like these couple took a wrong turn. They're on vacation. They pick up a hitchhiker. And after the woman they pick up gets in the car, they see blood seeping out of her jacket, and a truck barreling down the street after them. So they take the hitchhiker to the local hospital, and looks like there's a lot of unexplained murders that have been happening in Atticus Line for years. And so finally the cops have two witnesses, which is April and Eddie. So yeah, so here we go. Here goes chapter 1. Okay, another one, chapter 1. I am totally hooked. Chapter 1, there's such a unsettling vibe. The end of chapter 1, the hitchhiker says, "I'm sorry." She said again, "He's coming." So totally intrigued. Just, you know, it looks like April and Eddie are just newly married. This is actually their honeymoon. They're on the way to the honeymoon, and it's just unsettling. It's dark at night, and there's fog, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. They pitch up this hitchhiker, and she has blood all over her shirt, and she's saying things that are kind of creeping them out. So this sounds really good too. I know it's going to be spooky, and this is going to be hard to pick. So far, I want to read all of them. So I'm going to pick one, though. We'll see. Okay, Dead of Winter, where we are following Krista, who joins a tour group heading deep into the Rocky Mountains. She's hopeful this will be her chance to put the ghosts of her past to rest, but when a bitterly cold snowstorm sweeps the region, the small group is forced to take shelter in an abandoned hunting cabin. Despite the uncomfortable and claustrophobic quarters, and the rapidly dropping temperature, Krista believes they will be safe if they wait out the storm. And it says she could not be more wrong. Deep in the night, their tour guide goes missing, only to be discovered the following morning, his severed head impaled on a tree outside the cabin. I'm not going to read any more. Oh, this sounds good too. I wish it was snowing outside. All right, let me read the first chapter and I will give you my thoughts. Okay, so chapter 1 just drops you off right in the middle of the snowstorm. You're right in the thick of it. You can feel the tension. You can feel the danger and the fear of the main character as she's trying to, you know, be able to walk through this snowstorm. So I've never read Darcy Coates, but I feel like the writing drew me in, so that's good. Again, I don't know which one I'm going to pick. I feel like I'm going to wait on this one until winter, just because I think it will add another layer of enjoyment in the story. Just because it's springtime, I think I'm not feeling this one right now, but maybe there's another Darcy Coates I can check out from the library, because I think I would really like this book. I think I just want to hold off until it's a winter setting again. Okay, so that leaves us with Murder Road, End of Story, and Saving Emma. I'm going to wait on Saving Emma because there's one before this I haven't read yet, and I don't think the one before has the same characters as this one, but just in case there's any crossover, I don't want to spoil myself of anything, even if it's minor. Like I said, you can read these out of order. I'm just a weirdo and have been reading them in publication order because of how the characters show up in each novel. Okay, so I'm gonna return this one as well. So that leads us down to Murder Road and End of Story. Okay, I'm gonna keep both of them. I'm gonna put these both on my April TBR because yeah, I'm worried if I return them, it's going to be a waiting list to check them out again because they are such big authors and they're the newest releases. I really lucked out and were able to get these that weren't, you know, my library has a 7-day release or a 7-day rental for the new releases, and these are not them, so that's good. So I'm going to put these on my April TBR. I'm probably going to read them in the very beginning just because I want to get them back to the library. So although all the first chapters intrigued me, I'm going to go with these two. So hope you enjoyed that. Just a little reading vlog, and thanks for helping me choose. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.